share all that with you, but that's not the main reason I'm excited. The main reason I'm excited is because I love my city. And my big plan is by the end of this tour, I hope that all of you fall in love with Chicago as well. Does that sound good? You on board for that? Awesome. Now, we've got a lot to talk about when it comes to architecture here today. We're going to start off with this sort of white wedding cake of a building here on your right. Now, the best advice I can give you for our tour is you really got to look at these buildings, all right? And just by looking at this building, you'll already start to figure stuff out about it. You know, that's an older building just from looking at it. How do you know? Materials. The surface of the building covered with terracotta tile. This building about 100 years old. This is the Wrigley Building. That's a name you'll see all over town, right? Like Wrigley Field, Wrigley Chewing Gum. This is all bubble gum money that you're looking at here from the early 1920s. Now, this building is based off of a cathedral in Spain. They call this the Spanish Revival style. Now that begs the question, why are we building office buildings in Chicago in the 1920s that look like cathedrals in Europe? Well, the city and the country are still pretty young back then, so we're borrowing standards of beauty from back in Europe. One of the goals of our tour here today is by the end of the tour, you'll be able to look at some of the buildings in the city. You'll know what style they are, and you'll know the time frame they're from. So we'll talk about a lot of different styles as we continue on our tour. We'll see how architecture has evolved. Now, as we pass underneath the bridge, we're going to jump ahead in time, take a look at the building straight ahead of us. You can figure out its name, has its name tag right on it, right? Trump International Hotel and Tower. You know, this is a newer building. Why? The materials again. The surface of this building covered with reflective glass. That lets you know it's a newer building. This building from 2009. Now look at the patio setbacks all up and down the sides of the building. Each of those are at the heights of some of the other buildings around it. This lowest one at the same height as the roof of the Wrigley Building, not including the clock tower. This second one at the same height as this white tower here on the left. That's not by accident, that's by design. The architect here is trying to make this building look good in context with the other buildings around it. So we call this style of architecture contextualism.